Happy Tuesday to the Ungovernables, the Captain's Crew, the LFA family, McGroy Nation, coming to you live from the deep red state of Tennessee on rumble.com/LFA TV. Welcome to Ungoverned. We're going to have a good time today. We're going to laugh at a lot of stupid people today. The Democrats mainly, because they're the main source of stupid out in this place they call the real world. They are so out of touch with what the American people want. And it is, it's just, we're going to have a good time. We're going to laugh at, and look, this goes for not just Democrats, but all stupid people. But really, we're going to laugh at Democrats today because it is going to be, it's going to be a good time. It's going to be a good time. They have chosen to go down with the ship. Maybe because the Titanic anniversary was like a week ago or something. They have chosen to go down with the ship, the SS Maryland Man. It is astounding how bad they are at this. And it's only going to count if we make it count. But it is astounding how bad they are with this. Literally, this issue right here, I mean, you could not ask for a better convergence of stories than what we have today with Kilmar Abrego Garcia, something else that happened in Maryland, and some clips, man on the street stuff from run-of-the-mill, regular average people in the great state of Maryland with regards to how they feel about this whole MS-13 situation. You could not ask for a better convergence of stories. So, as we warm up this morning, let us know where you're watching from in the chat. We greatly appreciate hearing from you. And let's see. We'll let the chat catch up a little bit because we got we have the Maryland Man. 4 Democrats they went down to El Salvador. One of them says, "I'm not coming back." Okay. I don't think anybody's going to miss you. A story out of Maryland that's just crazy. A story about Anthony Fauci, which will get you upset. Hey, it's put up or shut up time finally for the Department of Justice. This is going to be a lot of people's line in the sand, I think, coming here. Kristi Noem, robbed in Washington, D.C. Karoline, Leavitt, and Donald Trump smack down the stupid Pete Hegseth rumors. All right, here we go. Let's take a look at the live chat. Where do we have it here? We have folks from California, Bakersfield, California. That is, I think that's where, what's his name, is from. Kevin McCarthy, unfortunately. Tell him I said hello and that his lackey, I don't know, maybe lover in some capacity, Mike Lawler, is a piece of garbage. I see somebody from Long Island, Washington State, North Carolina, San Diego in the house, Kansas in the house, Colorado in the house, Wayland Engineering in the house, St. Augustine, Florida in the house. Let's see. Vegas in the house. What do we got? Everyone's saying things other than where they're from. Ohio in the house, Long Island in the house, Pennsylvania in the house, Oklahoma in the house, South Carolina in the house, East Tennessee is in the house. Let's see, South Dakota, Pennsylvania, Spokane, Washington. There we go. Arizona, Georgia. Look at that. What happened?
I said Tennessee.
You said Tennessee. I didn't see it. It didn't pop up on my... Oh, okay. Well, Lebanon, New Hampshire's in the house. Tennessee is here, obviously. Trumptown is in the house. New Jersey is in the house. Okay. Let's get to a word from our friends at OFP Farms. It's OFPfarms.com, OFPfarms.com. And then we're going to laugh at the stupid, you know what? We're going to laugh at the stupid people, right? There's a lot of stupid people, and we're going to laugh at them. Very stupid people. And for some reason, when I say stupid people, I can't stop thinking about Candace Owens, even though that's not what this show is about.
What did she do now?
She's just, she hates the Jews. And people are like, no, she doesn't. I'm like, her whole brand now is that Jews equal bad. Yeah. And then Ian Carroll, a guy with the mustache, they're like, no, he doesn't hate the Jews. Really? He shamed somebody for wearing a Star of David necklace. I guess that's just about...
Oh, I got
Oh, yeah.
the other day just for defending the Jews.
Yeah.
I was told all sorts of horrible things.
This is why I don't respect people. A lot of people, most people who defend this crap. I won't find a good thing to say about you if that's the case. Yeah, you can have your differences. I'm certainly not.
I had to block the person they were being so horrible.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, I certainly, I know. The company you keep basically is who you are. They're bad people. Seriously. Not good people. End of story. And you can only defend crappy behavior so long until my verdict is you are a crappy person for defense. There are people I've seen who have defended it and been like, no, benefit of the doubt. Folks, when it comes to people and reading the people like this, can we go back a year? Remember Jake Lang? What we were saying? Do you know how many people called me divisive over criticizing Jake Lang? I'm all ears, guys. And not just me. Tim Hale took a lot of crap for the Jake Lang stuff. Yeah. And, if you've been paying attention to what he's been up to, that guy is on a full-fledged, nosedive. Total nosedive. He was a fake from the beginning. We've been saying it's been over a year. Last March is when I started sounding the alarm over Jake Lang. No, you don't understand. He's a pretrial detainee. He's being held against his will. He delayed his proceedings. You could look it up. You're just too lazy to do it. People acting like I don't know what I'm talking about. It's unbelievable. Anyway, it's not about them. We're going to laugh about Democrats today. I don't care. I know we have our resident Nazi in the chat. I'm just going to be honest. I don't like the guy. I hope he stops watching the show. You know who I'm talking about. Keeps throwing the Hitler salute in the chat. That's going to get banned for the hour if that keeps going on. So, don't be a Nazi in the chat. And then don't go ahead and cry about, I get banned because you're being a Nazi. Okay? Enough of you. Let's get to a word from our friends over at OFP Farms, OFPFarms.com, OFPFarms.com. Folks, Mother's Day is right around the corner. May 11th. It's right around the corner. Mother's Day over at OFP Farms. They've done it again. They've crafted fabulous luxury gift boxes for moms that will not break the bank. These beautiful gift boxes are flying off the shelves thanks to jaw-dropping discounts. So get in while the getting's good. You got to be like Dylan Filion of Iowa, who's been very busy. And he is out there getting involved and making everything happen, making good things happen out there in the great state of Iowa. And I think we're going to have him on soon. We are going to have him on soon. I think to talk about what his next moves are in the great state of Iowa. And I give this kid I keep saying kid, he's young. I give this guy a lot of credit for what he's doing out there. Mother's Day is right around the corner. Take a look at this. This is nice. This is going to make you really love OFP Farms and love them even more than you already do. Take a look. OFPFarms.com, promo code SHAWN for 20% off. OFPFarms.com, promo code Sean for 20% off. Usually it's 15, but they got this amazing, just killer Mother's Day sale happening on the website right now. It's OFPFarms.com, promo code SHAWN. OFPFarms.com, promo code SHAWN. OFPFarms.com, promo code SHAWN. You saw that right there on your screen. Don't you love it when people tell you who they really are? Like a fiddle. Just admitting the whole thing. Okay, let's get to these Democrats. I'm going to laugh at some funny people today. Folks, 4 Democrats decided. Now, look, I think the House is off again for another week. These people take more time off than I've ever seen. It really is. It is mind-blowing how it is absolutely mind-blowing how terrible that these people are. How stupid and out of touch these people are. They flew. Now, the House is off, as I said, I think. I'm pretty sure. I know they took a 2-week vacation. I'm not sure exactly when it happened. But these people flew down to El Salvador, 4 of them. We talked about it yesterday a little bit, right? We talked about it yesterday. Maxine Dexter, Max Frost, Yasmin Ansari, and Robert Garcia. Oh, I got that right. I'm not even looking at it. It's not even up on my screen yet. And I look, let me ask a pop quiz to the chat real quick, if you guys remember. Pop quiz. What is my favorite place? And I'll let you answer this, and then we'll get it. What is my favorite place to go to find out what the Democrats are thinking? Not just the mainstream media, but which mainstream media outlet is my favorite outlet? Or, you can call them, they don't stream, but which left-wing, establishment media outlet is my favorite outlet to go look at to find out what the Democrats are thinking? Because we're looking at them going, what are they thinking? I'm looking at them going, my goodness, there's no way they could be this out of touch. Maybe these 4 are going rogue. My favorite, I see MSNBC, no. I saw X, no. There it is. Chris Green's got it, and I'm not sure if anybody got it before Chris Green. But, yes, the answer is Politico. Bad Moon's got it. Politico, there it is. Look at this on here. Politico is my favorite place to go. K.A. Osborne is, yes, that's what we call it. Politico is my favorite place to go to find out, what the mainstream Democrat opinion is. So you get these 4 Democrats who go down to El Salvador yesterday. They want to go to Kilmar Abrego Garcia. They want to go down there and meet with him. Well, their meeting got denied because James Comer did not allow this trip to take place using congressional funds. Okay? And so the rationale with James Comer was he denied them congressional funding or, taxpayer funding federally to go down to El Salvador. So when these guys landed in El Salvador, the El Salvadoran government basically said, well, this is not a congressional trip, so you don't have the authority to meet with this guy, right? Maryland man. But I want to play a couple clips from their little visit yesterday. Here is Representative Yasamin Ansari trying to justify why this was worth her time and issues that her constituents were dealing with back in the United States, her legal American citizen constituents back in the United States, why this illegal alien gang member was more important. Watch this.
The government here in El Salvador turned down the request that came through the embassy. So the embassy made the request for us to be able to see Mr. Garcia, and that was rejected.
Okay. There's word here in the States that he's been moved to better accommodations in a jail. What do you know about that?
We were not able to get any answers. We're still pressing for answers, and that's part of what we are asking Secretary Marco Rubio. Where is he? That's what the family is asking. Again, with the health conditions that he has, they're worried that he's not getting the treatment that he needs. And that is why the situation is so urgent.
That is why the situation is so urgent. I guess it's more urgent than anything that's happening in the States. Interesting, right? Interesting. Here is Representative Max Frost on with Will Cain, who's probably one of the last respectable people over at Fox News. I actually like Will Cain's show a lot. Now, there's some good people. The Jesse Waters ain't bad. Gutfeld is good. I feel like Gutfeld's hit or miss. But he's generally good. This show, gets great ratings, so I can't take that away from him. Here's Will Cain. I think Will Cain's got a tremendous show. He just replaced, who did he replace? He replaced some loser who was there. I forgot who left. Some just awful. I keep thinking Shep Smith, but Shepard Smith was a long time ago. It was some, Cavuto. Will Cain replaced Neil Cavuto, who's a complete just, right? So a great upgrade over there at Fox. Here's Will Cain. He had Max Frost on yesterday talking about this same visit.
Why, Congressman, are you in El Salvador? You were there for an El Salvadorian man who was a resident illegally of Maryland. You're a congressman from Florida. Why are you in El Salvador?
Well, we're here because a man who had protected status in Maryland, a Maryland man, union member, worker with a citizen wife and beautiful children, was taken out of his state and out of the United States back over here without due process. And for us, we're here for a couple of reasons. Number one is because every person in our country deserves due process. And we want to make sure that we draw the line here at Kilmar.
No, this is not about due process. Don't listen to Max Frost. It's not about First of all, 2 courts found him to be a member of a terrorist organization, MS-13. He admitted to being in here in the country illegally. The only reason he was held up from being deported in 2019 is because they were afraid of a quote-unquote rival gang, which means he's a member of a gang if there's a rival gang that's trying to take him out, right? Look, Max Frost and Van Hollen, right? They wanted to, this is not about him. It's about due process because oh my gosh, do I have the video of this? Oh, where is it? There was a great one. I don't have it here. Simone Sanders on MSNBC was like, if we don't stop him, Donald Trump's going to start deporting black people. What? Where the hell did you get that? He's not deporting black people. Unless, of course, a person who happens to be black is in the country illegally, then they might be deported. He's not just going to round up, Simone Sanders, Joy Reid, I don't know, Hawk Newsom, and any other of these, black leaders in the country, whatever, Al Green, and deport them. They're trying to say, if we don't stand up for due process for this illegal alien who already had due process, then Donald Trump will take due process away from everybody. Where the hell were these people when January 6th defendants were denied due process? Where were they? The answer was they were cheering it on. Yeah, jail the insurrectionists. This was my favorite yesterday. Maxine Dexter in El Salvador. I am taking her up on this offer. It's like that scene from Wolf of Wall Street. I ain't leaving. Okay. Well, I'm not coming back until Abrego Garcia comes back. Okay. What? I'm like, who do you think this? What is it, to beg? No, please, Maxine Dexter, please come back. We'll do anything. I hope Maxine Dexter stays in El Salvador, I don't know, forever. At least the next 4 years. It puts the Democrats down one in the House. Now you see why I don't like voting by proxy. Listen to her. This is how I won't come back unless you send Abrego Garcia back. That's only going to make people want to keep him there more. Watch.
Congresswoman Maxine Dexter here.
Well, first of all, can we just look? I know people are going to be like, oh, maybe not. We have a fun audience. We have people with a sense. Is she not one of the ugliest people that you've ever seen? She kind of looks like something out of, maybe because she's in El Salvador and has all those tropical sounds, but she kind of looks like a dinosaur out of Jurassic Park a little bit. She's got like that raptor-looking face. Look at this.
Congresswoman Maxine Dexter here, coming to you.
You did breed raptors. That's crazy. Wait. I'll play the whole clip. We don't need any more ugly people in our country. Like, look at this lady. She is, I won't come back unless Abrego's coming with me. Then you're both staying.
Congresswoman Maxine Dexter here, coming to you from El Salvador. I flew here last night with 3 of my colleagues to demand that Kilmar Abrego Garcia be released. He is being held in violation of a Supreme Court order expressly telling the Trump administration to effectuate and facilitate his coming home. That is being ignored. This is not just a threat to all people in the United States who could be illegally abducted, detained, and transported internationally against their will, but it is a fact that our president does not recognize the branches of government and the balances of power. This is what we all have been calling a constitutional crisis, yet it is more severe than anything we've seen. We cannot stay silent. We must stay loud. I am here because I refuse to wait for something to happen. We are here to release Kilmar Abrego Garcia.
Okay, yeah, what a noble stand that she's taken. Now, I know I mentioned Politico before, right? And how I go to Politico to find out, all right, is she representative of all Democrats? Are these 4 Democrats, are these 4 Democrats in line with what, the rest of the party is? Or are they going rogue on their own kind of little woke crusade here to quote unquote free Kilmar Abrego Garcia? So we go to Politico for that because Politico will give you their pulse, their heartbeat, and what they're thinking every time. So as we go over to Politico, we see that Democrats keep talking about due process in the case of the man mistakenly deported to El Salvador. Democrats are lining up to defend Kilmar Abrego Garcia despite immigration politics traditionally favoring Republicans. Democrats have a plan for fighting President Donald Trump over the most high-profile deportation case in recent history. Don't make it about immigration. You see, they're all in lockstep about this due process, due process, due process, due process, due process. They're calling it, folks, a winning strategy. Politico on X had said that Democrats believe they have a winning strategy. A winning strategy. How on earth is this a winning strategy? Okay, you may think it's a winning strategy. Right here on Politico on X, Democrats see a winning issue. Democrats see a winning issue in case of man mistakenly deported to El Salvador. He wasn't mistakenly deported. He admitted he was here illegally and was rightfully deported, and he's a member of a gang. But they're making it now about due process, and they're doing the whole, well, if they could do this to him, they could do this to you. Folks, I am here to tell you confidently that this is not working. I am here to tell you confidently that this is not working. Why am I saying that? Because here's a montage of interviews that were done in the state of Maryland, where Maryland man Kilmar Abrego Garcia was living. Here's a bunch of people from Maryland. And it's funny. The left, here's how this transpired, which is great. Donald Trump deported this Kilmar Abrego Garcia, MS-13 illegal alien gang member, back to El Salvador. Somewhere it became, was it a mistake? Do we know if he was? So they jumped on this whole, well, you mistakenly deported him. Then the Department of Justice started dripping out and putting out information that showed that Kilmar Abrego Garcia was verified to be a member of the gang MS-13, the terrorist organization that this current administration has designated them. They also showed that Kilmar Abrego Garcia admitted to coming into the country illegally. They also showed that Kilmar Abrego Garcia's wife petitioned for an order of protection against him because he is he allegedly assaulted her. Then we get the picture of his hand, right, with the MS-13 tattoo. So the Democrats walked right in. We got him. Donald Trump, mass deportations. There's the mistake. And now we're going to throw a wrench in this whole thing. And then they were like, yeah, no, here's all the evidence as to why it happened. The left has not come up with a shred of evidence that says that Kilmar Abrego Garcia was here legally. Legally. He was not here legally. And the people of Maryland, right, who Senator Van Hollen represents, and the people of Maryland who are legal American citizens, they don't want this guy back. So Politico's calling it a winning issue. Maxine Dexter is threatening to stay in El Salvador if or until Kilmar Abrego Garcia is sent back into the United States. Other Democrats are making this a due process issue, and this is not a due process issue because he had his due process, was verified to be a member of a gang, and has been deported because he came into the country illegally. And by the way, he's been here for 12 years or 13 years. You couldn't get it figured out. The people who live in Maryland don't want this guy back. This just goes to show you how out of touch the Democrats actually are on this issue. And to me, if Politico wants to call it a winning issue, I will cheerlead that all day long. If Maxine Dexter wants to make her threats that she's not coming back from El Salvador till he comes back from El Salvador, I will cheerlead that all day long. If Democrats want to continue to take flights and make trips to El Salvador to sip margaritas with this guy, their new drinking buddy, Kilmar Abrego Garcia, I will cheerlead that all day long because the people don't like it. The people who they don't care about, the people who they, in many cases, hate, the people who elected them but do not get their representation. They don't want this guy back. Watch.
He was living in Maryland, designated MS-13 terrorist, and Donald Trump deported him. How does that make you feel?
I feel safer.
He gotta go. He gotta go.
Need to go. I mean, that's it.
But he was a father.
But he's still a terrorist.
Okay. I mean, but there's children living without fathers now.
He should have picked and choose, so he picked to be a terrorist instead of worrying about his children.
The Democrats, they want him back. They say he was wrongfully deported. He has a wife and a kid who's a citizen. They're calling this a national emergency. Is this a national emergency?
I wouldn't call it a national emergency. We got more things going on. We have more things, more fish to fry.
I just found out about it, so I don't think so. What kind of national emergency? For what? What is the emergency for?
Ain't no national emergency, no.
He was accused of hitting his wife twice and was a suspected human smuggler. Was he wrongfully deported?
No, he need to go.
If he's a smuggler, yeah, he need to be deported.
It's better to be safe than sorry.
Your senator here, Chris Van Hollen, he flew to El Salvador where this guy was deported. He met with them, had lunch with them, had margaritas on the table. What's up with your senator?
I have no idea, but I do believe that was a waste of taxpayer dollars.
Margaritas.
Margaritas? Did you notice something about the people they interviewed in Maryland, by the way? That is not going to make Democrats happy. Margaritas? You see that? The guy was like, your senator was sipping margaritas with this guy. She was like, margaritas? Like Jasmine Crockett came out. Ain't no margaritas. They're so out of touch. Those are people from Maryland. Those are Maryland men and Maryland women who are like, no, we don't want this guy back. Even one woman said it's better to be safe than sorry. She's right. But let the Democrats keep doing this. They have taken the side of waste and fraud and abuse. They have taken the side of illegal aliens over American citizens. They have taken the side of all of that over taking the side of the people who pay them and the people who elected them. Talk about taxation without representation, right? The Democrats love to say tariffs are taxation without representation. How about the fact that your taxpayer dollars, specifically if you live in Maryland, your taxpayer dollars are funding Senator Van Hollen and his trip down to El Salvador to sip margaritas with Kilmar Abrego Garcia, an illegal alien gang member? He's not representing you, but you're paying him. That's taxation without representation. They're so out of touch. Their constituents are saying, we don't want him back. And by the way, a lot of those people in that clip were black people, and I don't think they fear getting deported like Simone Sanders said. Well, he's going to start rounding up black people. No, enough. It's just so stupid. Just stupid, yeah. H.R. Shaw says, I would have said, can we deport more of them? That's what I would love to see. All right, we're going to, on the other side of this break here, we're going to show you how this confluence of stories, right, this convergence of stories has made it an even worse situation for the Democrats with this Kilmar Abrego Garcia stuff. Then we'll get to Andrew Cuomo, Anthony Fauci, and the nonsense surrounding Pete Hegseth. But first, a word from our friends at American Financing, AmericanFinancing.net. With everything that's happening in the economy, feels like we're all walking on shaky ground. Prices are stuck at a really high level. Seems like nothing is affordable anymore. It's no wonder why many people are relying on credit cards to cover the gaps. Credit card debt is skyrocketing. It's leaving a lot of people stressed out. If you're a homeowner, you don't have to face this uncertainty alone. My friends over at American Financing can help you take control. They will help you access the equity in your home to help you pay down that high-interest credit card debt, giving you peace of mind and real savings. On average, people just like you are saving $800 a month. Plus, they may close your loan in as little as 10 days. Do not let the chaos of the economy get the best of you. Call American Financing now. It costs you nothing to get started, and you may delay 2 mortgage payments, giving you a little cushion during this uncertain time. Give them a call at 866-885-8027, 866-885-8027, 866-885-8027, or AmericanFinancing.net/Farish, my last name, AmericanFinancing.net/FARASH, AmericanFinancing.net/FARASH, NMLSConsumerAccess.org, NMLS 182334. Next up, the LFA TV store, where there is something for everybody. You know, Mother's Day is right around the corner. So I'll show you the LFA TV website. We love this LFA TV website. It's a beautiful website. It's a fantastic, highly respected website. You know all about it. Click on the LFA TV store tab right here, and you will see everything there is to offer at the LFA TV store. Click on the Visit the Store link on the right-hand side. There's the I Don't Really Care Margaret shirt with J.D. Vance. This would make a beautiful gift for one of your liberal family members. Just give them that shirt and send it off to them. You know, say, hey, there you go. Got the mugs, where the mugs are sold out, but hopefully I'll have more mugs in stock soon. There's a big seller right there, the most iconic photos. We need the Trump Easter Bunny photo, by the way. Did you see the photo with him with the ears popping out behind him? Somebody I saw said that, I saw said that they tried to take Donald Trump's ear off, so it grew back even bigger with the Easter Bunny stuff. LFATV.us, LFATV.us, or JeremyHerald.com/store, LFATV.us, or JeremyHerald.com/store. Okay. Did you guys see that picture that I was talking about with Donald Trump with the Easter Bunny? Let's say hello to the Oyster Bunny. Yesterday was the White House Easter egg roll. It's the first time in 4 years that children were not sniffed at the White House Easter egg roll. This is the picture, by the way, that I was talking about. Donald Trump. There you go. I'll put it on your screen. Donald Trump is the Easter Bunny. So there it is. I think that's the single greatest photo in American presidential history. That should be his presidential portrait. Say hello to the Oyster. Let's see, do I have that? It's probably buried in here somewhere. Say hello to the Oyster Bunny. That's one of my favorites. Yesterday, by the way, Joe Biden was trolled by Donald Trump in, there it is.
Thanks, everybody. And by the way, say hello to Oyster Bunnies. Come on up, bunnies. Get up here so they can see you.
Say hello to Oyster Bunnies. Donald Trump trolled Joe Biden yesterday on the White House Easter egg roll. It was pretty funny. I don't know if you guys saw it, but if you didn't, you will now. Take a look.
Do you remember the bunny with Joe Biden? Remember? Do you remember when the bunny took Joe Biden out? He's not taking Trump out. Anyway, that was a beautiful moment when the bunny saved Joe Biden.
Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids. And the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down. They'd look at it. So I learned about roaches. I learned about kids jumping on my lap. And I've loved kids jumping on my lap.
What's the hassle, schmassel? What a maroon. What an ignoramus.
Can't believe that our president, a guy who was our president, had to be led around by the Easter Bunny at a White House Easter event. All right. I also want to show you this crazy video. Nancy Mace has been one of the most outspoken, I guess, political figures. She's been very outspoken about the trans issue, men and women's bathroom, etc., men and women's sports. And so the trans Tifa Mafia, they don't like her. And they showed up at, they keep showing up to her town hall events. Watch this one. She starts off, and then the demon comes out. It's absolutely wild. This just shows you the level of insanity that is taking place among these wild left-wing pro-trans, I don't know what you even call protesters, activists, delusionalists, I don't know. But this was an incredible exchange between Nancy Mace and a pro-trans protester who looked like they were getting ready to throw a plant at Nancy Mace. Watch this.
Does your husband call you babe? I'm not married. Okay, so even better. And I don't care. Okay, so I would like for you to apologize because that is derogatory. And second of all, is tranny derogatory to you?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Of course the fuck it is.
Tranny. Yeah, tranny. If that's derogatory,
you are representing her. I'm sorry.
Is tranny derogatory? Well, yeah. I wasn't expecting that. Does your husband call you baby? Is tranny derogatory? Yes, it is. What happened there? It's ma'am. And Nancy Mace was like, oh, it's derogatory. And then she just goes, tranny. That's the way to do it. That is the way to do it. Oh, what'd I do? Oh, I didn't do it. I ripped out a thing out of the wall. It's okay. So it'll be okay. Oh my goodness. I don't know. I got a good laugh. Well, yeah. Wait, one more time. Just for good measure.
Does your husband call you babe? I'm not married. Okay, so even better. And I don't care. Okay, so I would like for you to apologize because that is derogatory. And second of all, is tranny derogatory to you?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Of course the fuck it is.
Tranny. Yeah, tranny.
That reminds me of that scene from Liar Liar. Settle. Tranny. Oh, that's good stuff. All right. So we had a little laugh there. This story here with the Kilmar Abrego Garcia, illegal alien gang member, Maryland man, allegedly beat his wife. Bad thing to do, right? Allegedly was suspected of smuggling people across the United States. Bad thing to do. Illegally entered our country. Bad thing to do. Happened, this is the whole Maryland man. They call him the Maryland father, the Maryland man. They branded him as some guy from Maryland. Meanwhile, Rachel Morin, her killer, was just convicted last week. That happened in Maryland. And now another one in Maryland, and this is why it is going to be a losing issue for the Democrats, not a winning issue, running to the defense of this illegal alien terrorist gang member, Kilmar Abrego Garcia, because another illegal alien has been charged with murdering another resident, another woman in Maryland. This is not a winning issue for the Democrats. 24-year-old Casey Robinson Alexi Barrera Rosa has been charged with the murder of 37-year-old Rolvin Eduardo Barrera. Lopez. His uncle has also been charged with being an accessory to the crime. An illegal immigrant and his uncle have been charged with the murder of a 23-year-old mother in Maryland after her body was found in the forest. The body was found in the same county where Kilmar Abrego Garcia lived before getting deported by the Trump administration. Folks, I am here to tell you that Kilmar Abrego Garcia situation is not a winning issue. It is now time to put that story out front and center. This one right here, okay? This illegal alien that has been charged with murdering a Maryland woman. The crime allegedly was committed in the same county where Maryland father Kilmar Abrego Garcia, the illegal alien MS-13 gang member, was deported from. It is no wonder why people in Maryland do not want more illegals in their state. It is no wonder why the people of Maryland do not want Kilmar Abrego Garcia back in their state, because this has been happening a lot in their state. A lot. How much is enough? You would think after Rachel Moore, and people would say, all right, we're done with this illegal alien stuff. Nope. The body of Lesbia Meleth Ramirez Lesbia Meleth Ramirez Guerra, 23, was found just outside of Cedarville State Forest in Prince George's County, according to Fox DC. Her boyfriend, 24-year-old Casey Robinson Alexi Barrera Rosa, has been charged with murder in the case. Rosa's uncle, 37-year-old Rolvin Eduardo Barrera, has been charged with being an accessory to murder. Guerra was last seen at her home in Waldorf, Maryland, before being reported as missing on April 2nd. Her boyfriend reportedly told authorities that she was missing and was last seen on March 31st. However, there was suspicious activity seen at Guerra's home the day after she was last seen. Investigators said she lived there with her boyfriend, Rosa, and her 2 kids. So the more these Democrats want to grandstand, that's what it is, about Kilmar Abrego Garcia, the worse it gets. So Kilmar Abrego Garcia was in Prince George's County. And this murder now that is being pinned on an illegal alien happened in Prince George's County. This is not a winning issue for the Democrats, but only if we choose to make it a losing issue for the Democrats. This story needs to be everywhere, because this destroys the entire argument of mainstream media talking heads, Democrat social media, quote-unquote influencers, these activist judges. This destroys their entire argument. Illegal aliens in this country present a distinct threat to every American citizen that is around them, period. No, they're not all violent, but we don't know who's violent and who's not until they're violent. Every last illegal alien needs to be deported, no exceptions, and it's got to happen fast. Judge Blosberg can shove it. The Supreme Court needs to stay in their freaking lane. It is the president's authority. He has declared the Alien Enemies Act. They say, oh, well, it's not wartime. He declared MS-13 and Tren de Aragua terrorist organizations. Every last person who is a member of those organizations need to be deported now. As that woman from Maryland said in that montage from the first half of the show, it's better to be safe than sorry. And it's time to start keeping Americans safe so that things like this stop happening. The judges don't get it. The Supreme Court doesn't get it. MSNBC, CNN, your mainstream media, idiots on social media, they don't get it. Oh, it's about due process. No, it's not about due process. It's about keeping people safe, period. Conversation ends there. I understand not every illegal alien is violent. The point is, we don't know who's violent until they're violent. This guy was here illegally. Wasn't violent till he killed his girlfriend. All of them have to go. Every last illegal alien has to go. Period. End of story. All right. I think it's going to be put up or shut up time for Pam Bondi soon. What do you got?
I was just going to say, you need to rumble.
Oh.
We're a little low.
We're having low.
Mima's not happy.
Mima's not happy.
I'm
It's
going
all
to
right.
get stabby.
I've decided to stop worrying about that on my end just because,
That's fine.
Yeah. That's Brennan's job. She's going to enforce the rule. She's going to enforce the rule.
Rumble or we're going to tumble.
All right.
Don't be gay.
Don't be, yes. That's right.
Don't be a trans.
Yeah, tranny. That's pretty funny. Of course, I'm talking about transmissions of an automobile, for the left-wing censors who are out there. Be like, oh, this is inappropriate. Shut up. All right. James Comer has refreshed the criminal referral for prosecution that he sent to the Biden Department of Justice for Andrew Cuomo. Apparently, Andrew Cuomo made false statements to Congress. It is a crime. We have seen them go after Republicans this way. The Department of Justice has. So he has refreshed that referral. Basically telling Pam Bondi, hey, Pam, the Biden Department of Justice decided not to look into this. We want you to look into this. Look, I'm not going to tell you that I am pleased with the pace of how the Department of Justice is operating, but I also have never worked in that position. I also understand that there are people that I do trust at the FBI. I understand that they want to build airtight cases. People are like, oh, well, Dan Bongino said on his show that it would be easy to prosecute them. Well, in other words, it'd be easy to find the evidence, but you still have to put together indictments. You still have to make sure the cases are airtight, because if you don't convict, it's over and you lose that opportunity. So when it comes to the case of really Bongino only, I'm willing to give him time. Kash Patel, yes, I'll give him a little bit of time also, because they inherited a mess. And yes, they're subservient to the Department of Justice. So, I think a lot of people, though, are basically saying here, look, this is easy. If Pam Bondi wants to do it, she'll do it. The referral has been there for a while. Andrew Cuomo clearly lied to Congress regarding his nursing home scandal with COVID. And look, fair is fair. Democrats and when the left was in power here in this country, they went after anybody if you got a date wrong in front of Congress on accident, they would go after. Look what they did to Papadopoulos. Look what they did to Roger Stone. Look what they did to so many people. Bannon, Navarro. Look what they did. If we're not willing to play the game at the same level that they're playing, we're never going to win. Now, it's also interesting. Andrew Cuomo's running for mayor of New York City. He's going to come out, he's going to immediately come out and say, this is politically motivated. It is not fair that they are going after me when I am running for mayor of New York City. I don't know. Will it help? Will it hurt? I don't know. I think it's worth going after him, though. Look, maybe not lock. You're not going to lock him up. I don't think Andrew Cuomo's going to jail. But I think Pam Bondi's got to do something with that. We'll see. Patience is not my thing. So I've already grown impatient with Bondi, but I understand she's only been the attorney general for a few months, okay? I get it. And they have done a pretty good job rounding up the Tesla terrorists, some of them. It's never going to be perfect. All right, but the Cuomo stuff, as someone who lived under him, and I saw what he did to the nursing homes. While a medical ship that Donald Trump sent up there, I think it's the Mercy, a hospital ship, sat with empty beds in Manhattan as Andrew Cuomo rounded up sick people and sent them into nursing homes, decimating the elderly population, has not been held accountable for it, then lied to Congress about it. This is not enough accountability for that whole fiasco. Bondi's got to do something here. All right. Speaking of COVID, Anthony Fauci, Dr. Fauci. Anthony Fauci. Isn't it amazing how these government bureaucrats, their salaries just explode in the midst of a crisis? Isn't it just fascinating? Anthony Fauci's wealth doubled to $15 million as Americans were being locked down, shackled to their homes, fired from their jobs, separated from their loved ones. Fauci had the highest salary of any government bureaucrat before he left his post, taking in $480,654 in his final year of quote-unquote service. Fauci's personal fortune boomed during and after COVID, according to newly released records that the New York Post obtained and reported on. Americans are forced to endure lockdowns, job losses, school closures, business closures, everything under the sun. Anthony Fauci's net worth doubled from about $7.5 million in early 2019 to $15 million by the end of 2023. Where's Bernie Sanders now?
The oligarchy. We have to fight the oligarchy for my $15,000 an hour private jet.
Where is Bernie? Fauci kind of sounds like one of those oligarchs, huh? Kind of. You know, it's just, these are the stories that make my skin crawl. He said, I came back to the NIH in 1972. I started off as a senior investigator to a section head. I can't do it because my throat's killing me. Email obtained by the Watchdog Group shows that Fauci was informed in late 2022 that his retirement would officially take effect in early January of 23. The delay in official processing was due to the government's outdated paper filing system, which has seen some reform. Fauci's assets soared during the worst of the draconian COVID lockdowns, while families and small businesses struggled through school closures and lost income. So just to be clear about people's hero, Anthony Fauci. Let's go back 5 years. We were in the middle of the lockdown, right? You were told your business, if it was a small business, maybe you cut hair, maybe you have a restaurant, maybe you have a bar. Your business was non-essential. Your children could not go to school. You had to separate from your loved ones, especially if they were elderly, and they were, dying or in a bad, situation. You couldn't gather for holidays. Couldn't have birthday parties. People were fired from their jobs. We had to stand 6 feet apart, a made-up rule. Didn't really come from science. It just came out of thin air. One-way shopping aisles, and these are some of the nuisance things, right? Small businesses shut down. Big stores were allowed to stay open. Then you had the vaccine mandates after that, where people lost their jobs because they didn't want to take an experimental vaccination, which did nothing to stop the virus, despite Anthony Fauci and his lackeys on the mainstream media, like Rachel Maddow, who said, the virus stops with every vaccinated person. That was a lie. So while you and me and all of us had to suffer through all of that, Anthony Fauci was raking it in. His net worth doubled from $7.5 million to $15 million, while you were shackled. You were smothered. You were strangled by these lockdowns. You were oppressed. You were taken advantage of. Your rights were stolen. Your businesses were destroyed. While all of that was happening, this little piece of sugar honey iced tea was raking in the dough. Anthony Fauci is one of the worst government bureaucrats in the history of the United States. And that's saying a lot, because when you talk about government bureaucrats, it's almost 100% of them are bad. Nothing makes me more upset than that. Nothing. All right, up the Pete Hegseth story real quick. Karoline Leavitt. She's called the NPR story nonsense. And Donald Trump had a very unique and perfect reply to people who are asking about these stupid rumors. Anonymous sources, these stupid rumors about Pete Hegseth, and is the White House getting ready to replace him? Listen to Trump, and you tell me if this sounds like somebody who's getting ready to replace his Secretary of Defense.
And I hear they're doing that whole thing again. Here we go again. Just a waste of time. He is doing a great job.
Why do you still have confidence?
Because he's doing a great job. Thanks,
Even if he's sharing
Ask the Houthis how he's doing. Ask the Houthis how much dysfunction they have. There's none. Pete's doing a great job. Everybody's happy with him. We have the highest recruitment numbers I think they've had in 28 years. No, he's doing a great job. It's just fake news. They just bring up stories. I guess it sounds like disgruntled employees. You know, he was put there to get rid of a lot of bad people, and that's what he's doing. So you don't always have friends when you do that.
Should he stop? Disgruntled former employees, anonymous sources. We've been here before. Leaks. Nonsense leaked to the fake news. We've been here before. Nothing new. And now we know when NPR and the New York Times start pushing for something, it's because the establishment, the uniparty, the warmongers and the neocons, they're not happy with what Pete Hegseth is doing. Pete Hegseth is going nowhere, by the way. Nowhere. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching and listening. Jeremy Herrell's coming up next for not just 1 hour, not just 2 hours, but 3 straight hours because Kevin needed coverage today. So Jeremy will be up for 3 straight hours. Press briefing at 1 p.m. Eastern, so that should lighten the load, but don't miss it. Coming up next on LFA TV, so you keep it locked right here. If you're watching on Rumble, rumble.com/LFA TV, keep it locked right here. Hit that thumbs up button if you haven't already. I know a lot of people haven't already, but that's all right. Eventually you guys will. Hit that thumbs up button here on rumble.com/LFA TV. You don't have to go anywhere. Jeremy Herrell is coming up next. As President Trump says, we will never give up. We will never give in. And we will never, ever surrender. And if all else fails, we will just become ungovernable. Thank you. God bless you. God bless this one nation. Under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I hope you all have a great rest of your Tuesday. Enjoy Oak Island if you're going to watch it tonight. We are now officially, I think, 5 days. Right? 5 days. I guess today was 6. 5 days until Talladega. I can't wait. I'm back into NASCAR. It felt weird not having NASCAR on a Sunday. 5 days away from Talladega, so enjoy that countdown. I'm getting in. My sports side of me is coming out. We'll see. Maybe something happens. Maybe something doesn't. We'll see what happens. Folks, thank you so much for watching and listening. We're back tomorrow. Same time, same place. Rumble.com/LFA TV and X as well. Until then, have a great rest of your day. In the words of John Fetterman, good night, everybody. Bang gavel. See you tomorrow morning.